Hello, I'm SMK, and today in this video we're going to be ranking the NBA jerseys of all time from every NBA team. If you like these kinds of videos, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to let me know. Join the Discord if you haven't. Link for that will be in the description down below. For this list, we're going to be going in alphabetical order. So our first team will be the Atlanta Hawks. Now, the Atlanta Hawks have some pretty cool jerseys in their time, like the 90s jerseys. Even the current jerseys are really cool, but in my opinion, the best Atlanta Hawks jerseys have to be the 1980s jerseys, the one that Dominic Wilkins would wear, and now he's probably the main reason to draw all the hype for the Atlanta Hawks over their years. Now, he's a really good player, as you probably would know, and if you don't know about that, then check out my video on the 75 greatest players of all time. He does make a mention in around about the 40s, and yes, he's a very good player, but of course it's about the jerseys and not the players. But still being that, it's still the coolest, most sleek looking jersey that the Atlanta Hawks have to offer. That white strip across the middle is just really cool, and that's why it gets my vote. Up next, we have the Boston Celtics. Now, the Boston Celtics like to do traditional jerseys, so being that, they don't really ever change their jerseys, and in fact, they've only ever had two main jerseys in the history of the franchise, that being the original ones, which you'd see Bill Russell wearing, and then the current jerseys, which came in 1970 and still stand today. There's really no adjustments between the two. One of them just looks more newer and more sleek, and it's got the new fonts. So for that reason, the current Celtics jerseys from the 70s onwards that Larry Bird, Jason Tatum, and all of the Celtics legends in the modern era would wear, for this reason, and not just for that reason, also they're sleeker. It's just a sleeker, more nicer looking on the eye, better looking jersey. So for that reason, it gets the vote. Next here we have the New Jersey Nets / Brooklyn Nets jerseys. Now, the original Nets jersey with the stars on the side was a very cool looking jersey, but for me, you can't stray too far from the current Brooklyn Nets jerseys, the blackout jerseys. Now, if this team wins a championship, the jerseys are going to be even more nostalgic for everybody, but for right now, even without anything major happening with the jerseys, with the players who have played, it's just an incredible looking jersey. Like the blackout version, how can you not like a blackout jersey? You have to like it, and for this reason, the Brooklyn Nets current jersey is the best Brooklyn Nets / New Jersey Nets jersey of all time. We have the Charlotte Hornets / Charlotte Bobcats. Now, we're not even going to talk about the Charlotte Bobcats jerseys. They were just terrible. It's kind of like the Charlotte Hornets jerseys, just with a little bit of orange in there. And the orange really, in my opinion, just looks super trashy. It looks really bad. And also, I don't know what they were thinking back in the day with these Hornets jerseys, but they don't look very good. Like, they really don't look that good, the old Hornets jerseys. And for this reason, the current Charlotte Hornets jerseys actually incredibly designed. Like, they are incredibly designed. The logo of the Charlotte Hornets itself is just so cool, and it's one of the better designed logos in the NBA, and the jerseys do not disappoint either. The vibrant colors are eye-catching, the font is just incredible, and very nice jersey there. The Hornets is probably going to be the best jersey so far, and one of the best, if not the best jersey in the NBA. And here we are at the Chicago Bulls jerseys. Now, the Chicago Bulls, along with the Boston Celtics, don't really change their jerseys very often. They're quite traditional. The original Chicago jersey was actually the Chicago Packers, and then they moved into the Chicago Bulls with the more cursive font, which you would see in Michael Jordan's rookie years. But then they moved into the Bulls jersey that we all know and love right now in the 90s and the current, and that is the best Bulls jersey of all time, 90s to current. So I know there's a lot of current jerseys that are in, but the beginning teams here, they've either got really bad jerseys in the past, or the current jerseys are really old. So we'll get to some more nostalgic picks coming up later in this list. Now we have the Cleveland Cavaliers. Now, this is a very interesting one because I really don't like the old Cleveland Cavs jerseys. I think the logo and what they would put on the jerseys just looks really trashy. And my favourite Cleveland jersey of all time is the almost t-shirt looking jersey, the one with the black C. I think it's called Cleveland Pride. I'm pretty sure that's what that jersey is called. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comment section down below. But I really do like this jersey, and for this reason, it's the best Cleveland jersey of all time. Next, we have the Dallas Mavericks. Now, they've only ever had two jerseys in their history. They have their current one, and they have their first original jersey. The original jersey really doesn't look that good, so again, we're going to be going with the current one, as that's the one with their most memorable players, Dirk and Luka, would wear. So for this reason, the current Dallas Mavericks jersey is taking the cake. And now here we go, we've entered the Denver Nuggets. Now the Denver Nuggets current jersey is alright. They went for a phase in the 2000s where they were using baby blue, and I really wasn't a fan of the Denver Nuggets jerseys there. I don't know why they ever moved away from the 1980s jerseys. That rainbow effect with the skyline in the background. The 1980s jerseys are the best Denver Nuggets jerseys, and probably in my opinion one of, if not the best jersey of any team of all time. That jersey is just so cool. Up next we have the Detroit Pistons. Now the Detroit Pistons jerseys, they have had a lot of different jerseys. They've had the one with the horse on it in the 2000s, which is a pretty cool, neat idea. Only lasted for a couple of years, but it looked a bit tacky, I think. A lot of people really like that one. I'm probably going to be a bit mad in the comment section down below, but I really think it looks a little bit tacky. It is cool, don't get me wrong, but it is a little bit tacky, and I actually think that the OG jerseys of the Detroit Pistons are not that great either. And the current ones could get a little bit of work, but in my opinion, the best jerseys was the late 80s and all through most of the 90s. I do believe they wore these jerseys too. The Isaiah Thomas era, the Bad Boy Pistons era. They just had really nice jerseys in these eras here. In the 90s and 80s, they had really cool NBA jerseys. And I don't know why they ever changed some of these teams. And now we have the Golden State Warriors. So the Golden State Warriors back in the day were actually the Philadelphia Warriors, and their jerseys kind of just look like the Philly Warriors. So the OG Warriors jersey, I can't even count that as a Warrior jersey, I don't think, because it literally just is the same jersey as the Philadelphia 76ers wear today, so you can't really put that one down. The Warriors from the 2000s and back, they had a weird colour scheme and I didn't really like it. So for me, the current Golden State Warriors jerseys are by far the best jerseys. The Steph Curry era also helps them elevate those jerseys to the next level, and yeah, easy pick there. Now we have the Houston Rockets. So the Houston Rockets have had some pretty cool jerseys. The current jerseys are pretty cool, but they've had a couple really shocking jerseys as well. Like the early 2010s, about the 2013 era, I really didn't like that with the little grey tones in there. It's just really hard to look at. And the 80s jerseys though, the 80s jerseys take the cake. And the 80s and 90s, I would say, because it's pretty much the same amount of time. The Hakeem era. Now, I don't know what is with this era of jerseys, but the jerseys from this era just seem to be elite and ahead of the competition and ahead of their era and the design. And I think the design around that time for the NBA jerseys was just on point with the Denver Nuggets, the Chicago Bulls, and this as well. Just great jersey designs. Next up, we have the Indiana Pacers. Now, the Indiana Pacers jerseys are pretty cool. I don't know. I've got a love-hate relationship with the Indiana Pacers jerseys. I think they look decent. They do look decent, I'll give them that. But again, the 90s take the cake. The 90s Indiana jerseys with Reggie Miller in that era are just going to be the best Indiana jerseys of all time, I think. I don't think there's a lot of competition with the Indiana jerseys though, as I don't really like them, and they are more of a traditional team too. They don't change too much, but this is a different looking jersey for what they would normally have, and for that reason I do like them. And now we have the LA team that everybody forgot, the Los Angeles Clippers. Now, they have some really poor jerseys in here, the Clippers. Back in the day, they were actually the Buffalo Braves, and that was the original team, so they can't really count them in there, although that probably would have been the coolest jersey, not going to lie. The Clippers' current jerseys are cool and all, but I'm not a big fan. There's not much to rave on about for the LA Clippers. But for the Los Angeles Lakers, on the other hand, you could pick any LA jersey. They're all really cool. But for me, the 80s jersey just takes the cake. The Kareem Magic Showtime Lakers era was just the coolest era of jerseys for the Los Angeles Lakers. It just, something about it just pops and looks really, really, really cool. Also, the city jerseys for the Lakers in 2020 look really cool. The white and the blue. They've also got that Kobe version of it, which says Legend on it. Very cool jersey. Those are the best Lakers jerseys. And to wrap up part one of this video, we have the Memphis Grizzlies, a very, very, very easy pick. Now, I did say that the Denver Nuggets jersey from the 80s is probably one of my favourite jerseys. It's not my favourite jersey of all time, but sorry fans, I lied. It's the Memphis Grizzlies. Actually, no, sorry, it's the Vancouver Grizzlies jersey. That is some jersey. I don't know why when they changed the Memphis Grizzlies, they had to change the color scheme, because if they had stayed with that, oh my god, just change, just I don't even know, just keep it how it is, just change the word Vancouver to Memphis and just call it good. It's such a good jersey, man. I'm definitely going to be getting a Ja Morant version of that jersey at some point this year. Yeah, really cool jersey, really lovely. Thank you guys so much for tuning into part 1 of this series. Part 2 is going to be coming out very shortly. Thank you guys for all the support. Like, subscribe if you like the video. Join the Discord if you haven't already. And I'll see you guys for the next video, part 2. I expect to see you all here. Peace out.